So welcome back to the channel, everybody. So it's driver review video for you today from a brand that you may not have heard of before. It's a brand that I've reviewed in the past for the irons, and they were gorgeous, beautiful irons. They've now brought a driver to the market, so we're going to talk a little bit about that, the technology it brings to the table, and also going to test it with TrackMan and give you some data of how this performs. So the brand that I'm referring to is Haywood Golf. As I say, I've done the review of the irons and they were really quite stunning, quite impressive. It's a direct-to-consumer model, so you won't find these in stores to try. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, whether that's an advantage or a disadvantage, but obviously the price point then is a little bit less than maybe what you're going to see with the bigger brands out there. The driver, first instincts, this looks pretty stunning, very stealth-like, very blanked out, very minimal on its actual look. So let's start hitting some shots and see how this driver performs. Okay, so let's kick things off and let's look how it sort of sits in that playing position. I'll tell you what, this is stunning. This sits, to my eye, absolutely beautifully. As square can be to my eye. Carbon top. So we've got some technology visible happening straight away in a price point that is quite very reasonable really for this type of driver, or drivers from what we see nowadays. So this is coming at $299 US dollars. So that's obviously a massive saving what you're going to see from the big brands like TaylorMade, your Callaway, your Titleist, etc. But as I mentioned, this is a direct to consumer, so that obviously was where the saving is going to be passed to you as a consumer. Sits beautifully, carbon top, we've got a surround there of the matte black, so a little bit of that TaylorMade sort of look in a way, in just how it's sort of finished from the carbon to the front edge, but looks beautiful. Black face, very stealth-like. Let's get this first one underway. That sits beautifully. It's a nice straight one to start off with. A little bit in that heel side. Yeah, so just sort of a little bit of that left to right shaping, but that's a nice one just to kick things off there with a Haywood driver. So let's talk about the name of this golf club. Okay, you ready for this? A lot of thought has gone into this. This club is called Driver. That's the name. Okay, so clearly maybe not as much thought gone into the name of it, but I quite like it. It's quite simple. It's just a driver, simple as that. I think, to be honest with for Haywood, it's the only driver they offer, so they probably don't need to name them all different clubs, so it's just a driver, simple as that. And to be honest, that felt superb, that first strike there, even though it wasn't pured, the sound was very good. And again, that wasn't absolutely flush, a little bit off the bottom of the club face. Yeah, see that launch just comes down, spin just goes up a little bit because of that. So maybe just straight away there, just testing a little bit of the forgiveness of this golf club. So flipping the club over and looking at the sole of the golf club, we've got this weighted screw which is fixed at the back of the drive. This is a 15-gram weight, which obviously is going to help with that MOI, moment of inertia, trying to sort of increase that number as high as they possibly can, which basically means that it's a little bit more forgiving on those off-centre hits, creating a little bit of stability in the club. Track up that left a little bit on that one. That was a better strike, got some good ball speed, 112 club head, typical for me. Good ball speed there, just shot 167. Nice spin around that sort of 2,500. So Haywood is saying this is more of a mid sort of launch drive with a low spin. So obviously helping to get that distance there. So as I mentioned, we've got this carbon top which looks absolutely stunning. It's a matte black finish, it's beautiful looking, high quality to be honest. And you look at the price point of this at $299, sometimes you've got to question a little bit of the quality that goes into it. So it's a carbon obviously crown there with a 811 titanium body and a forged face. So there's some decent bit of sort of thought gone into this particular golf club. Saving that weight, reposition that, as we know, helps to a little bit more of that high MOI, that sort of getting that centre of gravity exactly where they sort of want it. This is a 9-degree loft, and it only comes in a 9-degree loft, but there is adjustable neck sleeve, so you can move this loft up and down by up to 1.5 degrees. So I can make that a 10.5. I can also drop that down to 7.5 and some adjustments in between 0.75 up and down as well. But there's also some lie angle adjustments, so I can make this more upright. So if you're a little bit of a, say, a fader of the golf ball, slice of the golf ball, then increasing that loft and making it a little bit more upright is going to help that club face try and point more up the left to try and reduce that shape. So there's a bit of adjustability in there that can help you if you're just trying to dial in a little a certain shot shape or try and limit a certain shot. Oh, well, that's bombed. That's the best one I've hit so far. Arrow straight, great launch on that. Interesting to see the spin on there, 2.4, perfect, great carry into the 280s is good for me. getting over that 300 mark. Fantastic numbers. And to be honest, I'm going to put that out there. That sounds and feels as good as anything I've probably sort of hit, to be honest. You know, that muted sound, it doesn't feel too dead. You get some responsiveness through the actual golf club itself. And the particular shaft I've got this in, which is as an option there, is a hazardous black, and it's 6.5 in a 60 gram. So again, coming back to this price point, $299, you know, think about what you're getting there. You're getting the carbon crown, forged titanium face, adjustability in the neck sleeve with quite a bit of adjustability in there. We've got some nice MOI, decent quality shaft in there, and a club that I think is finished beautifully, very sleek. There's no alignment aid really on the top of the golf club, so if you're into a drive that looks very sort of plain and minimalistic, this is a very good driver in terms of the looks. So for the price, it provides excellent value, but, and there's always a but, just leave that one a bit up the right. Just come out of that shot a little bit early. Strike was good, ball speeds are good yet again. It's good ball speed that we're going to see really from that club head speed. Yeah, just left that face a bit open, spin just goes up a little bit. So yeah, talking about that but in there, so direct to consumer. I'd love to hear your thoughts as a model and as a consumer yourself looking in to buy. As I say, the problem with that sort of concept is you're not going to be able to trial it. You're not going to be able to demo the golf club, so to speak. So you're sort of buying a little bit blind, aren't you? You know, you're going to take a punt at $299 and you might not even like it. I mean, it's a good driver. I'm quite impressed with that, to be honest, but it's still a little bit risky. So comment down below, would you take that risk because of the price point, or would you prefer to go to, say, a retailer and have a fitting environment, try some different shafts, try some different clubs against each other, but obviously going to be paying the premium price of the bigger brands, you know, that 500 sort of pound mark. That's a nice shot. A little bit of a left or righter for me. And the other thing I want to say as well is the head cover. The head cover is super, super premium. It feels really soft. It looks quality. So again, the way this club is finished and the quality of the components, I think is right up there. Okay, so quickly look at the numbers, because I'm just going to hit a couple more after this. I'm just going to let rip and see what we can get out of this Haywood driver. But just for now, my normal swings, 112 club head, just short of 165 on average ball speed. That's good, and I didn't sort of hit everyone perfect. The first one, you see, was a little bit of a heely one, just dropped off a little bit, but the rest were pretty good ball speeds there, and I just slightly moved my striker around that centre point. Spin averaging around that 2.8 mark, which is a decent sort of area. I think when I got the strike really good, I've got around that sort of 2.5 mark, which I quite like as a number for me. Averaging 271, roughly 293 on the run out. Right, okay, so let's rev a couple up. Let's see what we can get out of this driver from Haywood Golf. Give it some beans. Oh, that's a good one to start off with. I hit that one pretty good. Yeah, I found the middle there was 115 club head, got up to just short 170 ball speed, 307. That could be a tough one to beat, to be honest. Oh, didn't quite get that as good. Touch low heel, very similar. That ball speed hasn't dropped off much there, has it? You know, just slightly low in that heel, a little bit of a weaker part of the golf club. Okay, let's hit one more. Let's go all out. Oh, struck that well, it's up the left. 171 ball, 116, good strike. 312. So there we go, Haywood Golf. I think that is a fantastic driver for the money. The quality is excellent, it sounds good, it feels good, the numbers are superb. So one to consider potentially if you don't want to be paying that premium price. Appreciate watching the video as always. Hopefully I'll catch up with you all very soon.